Hello and welcome back to the MLB DFS Slate Breakdown for Thursday, August 29th. We got a mini 4-game slate to go over. We're going to hit it quick and be done with it and move on to our Thursday. But before we do, come join us at LineStar. We're exactly 1 week away from the start of the NFL season. You can get into our app, onto our website, and start getting familiar with that week 1 slate now. Come join us. $39.99 per month gets you access to everything we do. All the props, all the DFS. You get it all. One low price. We also have our best ball tool, which will be active for NBA soon. And also they're going to put out more best ball contests after week 1 for the rest of the season as they have years before. So even though week 1 is about to start, the best ball tool is still very, very useful. Now, let's get into the show. Let's see what we can dig up here. But as always, we will start off on the perfect lineups on both FanDuel and DraftKings. All right, so FanDuel perfect lineup. Yesterday we had Brayan Bello go absolutely nuts. I did say yesterday I wanted a little bit of him because what he can do against Toronto, and then he had done decently in the past. And man, he did better than I would have even expected. He put up 61, went just absolutely nuts, being super low owned. Hitting wise, 2-man Dodger, 2-man Diamondbacks, and then some one-offs. The NL West just is dominating this perfect lineup. And then the winning lineup went to HND CPR with Brayan Bello, 2.6% owned, putting up 61. Then they had a 4-man Arizona stack and all one-offs after that. So congrats to them. Big time come up for them, winning 10K. And then on to DK, we got Chris Bassett and Brayan Bello. Then all one-offs as far as the lineup you needed on DraftKings, with the winning lineup going to Eric X, who had Freddie Peralta and Chris Sale. Those were by far my 2 highest owned pitchers yesterday for good reason, and they got it done for him. He had a 4-man Texas stack, 2-man Colorado, 2-man Arizona. Congrats, Eric X. You got it done. Let's get into the slate today. As I said, 4-gamer starts at 3:40 Pacific time, so make sure you understand that. And our highest owned pitcher is Christopher Sanchez, 36% owned, 6.9K. Look, he is too cheap for a guy that is averaging 96% more fantasy points at home and has been a very, very good pitcher all year. 2.99 FIP, 3.32 over the last 5. The thing with him is the K rate isn't very high, but when he's good, he's at home, and he's at home. He's only 6.9K. I am absolutely willing to go there. Pitching is just absolutely tough today. There are a lot of different ways you can go, but nothing you feel real good about. Next, Hunter Brown, 8.9K. Guy is just been electric over this second half of the season, and I'm absolutely willing to go back here. The only thing here is the KC just doesn't strike out a ton. Now, they are much worse of a offense when they are away, so I like that for Hunter Brown. It is also his birthday. He turns 26 today, so happy birthday, good old HB. But all in all, he looks like he's in a very good spot, with the exception of his upside being a little bit limited. But it's only a 4-game slate, so upside, while it is important, isn't quite as important on a slate like this. One thing I do want to notice is that he has got beat up versus KC in his 2 starts. He went 3 innings, 6 earned run, and 0.2 innings, 9 earned runs. So he hasn't had the best of luck versus them. That is pretty much the only reason I would be fading this spot, outside of the fact that KC is just pretty good versus righties. But Hunter Brown's been very good. Gave you the reasons to fade, gave you the reasons to go for it. You can make your own decision from there. Bobby Miller versus Baltimore Orioles. 7.1K is pretty decent price point for who he has been over the last, say, year and a half or so. However, he's been fairly bad since coming back. 6 innings, 3 earned, 9 Ks versus Tampa Bay. That was good, but Cardinals wasn't good. Philly wasn't good. Wasn't great against Arizona. Wasn't good versus the White Sox. He's had quite a few rough outings. Now he is averaging 52.8% more fantasy points at home. So that bodes well for him, but this Baltimore offense is good. However, over the last 20, they have been at least slumping versus right-handed pitchers. 157 ISO, 297 WOBA, not exactly what you want. However, we know that offense is good, and they can get it going. Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton is a solid pitcher who has done decent in his career versus Philadelphia. Braves really need to win this game. They're in the wild card hunt. Likely don't really have a chance at taking the Phillies divisional spot, but every game counts for them right now. The Mets are, nipping at their heels, and they really got to come out and win this one. Really this series versus the Phillies. But Morton, in his past, has always done decently versus the Phillies, who have been slumping a little bit. So you might as well jump on there. Am I going to play with him? I don't mind having some Morton, but I wouldn't go overboard. Bowden Francis, 8.1K. For whatever reason, LineStar is not liking him right now. I'm all in. I don't really trust that projection. I think we need to look at that again, and we probably will. We got a 30.5% combined K rate on him. They let him go 117 pitches last time out when he had his no-hitter attempt. Before that, 7 innings, 7 Ks, 3 hits, 7 innings, 8 Ks, 1 hit. 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 7 Ks. The guy's been absolutely good. Boston is very good versus righties, but hey, I'm going to stay in the flames with the low-owned Bowden Francis. I don't mind whatsoever going after him. I do worry a little bit that after a 117-pitch outing, they will be a little bit cautious with this pitch count, but I'm in. Give me some Francis, a low ownership on a small, tough slate. Brady Singer versus Houston. He is averaging less fantasy points away. He doesn't have a ton of upside as it is, and the Astros just don't strike out much. So I think this is a tough fantasy start for Brady Singer. Can he still get it done? Yes, but it's just a little less likely that you need him on this slate. Cutter Crawford, I don't really like the spot for him versus Toronto. He's just not the pitcher he was at the beginning of the year. Toronto's offense has been good. And then Cade Pavich, while he's big-time prospect, he's struggled a little bit. Don't really want to use him versus the Dodgers. So let's get over to FanDuel quickly, see what we got here. Late night, here it is. Main slate on FanDuel was the day slate. So this is only a 4-man slate, or 4-man, 4-team, 4-game. I can't talk FanDuel slate today. Not much on top for the contest, unfortunately, but we can still run through it. Hunter Brown, 9.7K is your highest owned. Here, Christopher Sanchez should be. I am still on board with going Bowden Francis also. I would probably just say, hey, let's get different and go for it. If I'm playing the slate on FanDuel, I'd be playing very small and just getting different and hoping for the best. And what I mean by playing small is playing less volume than I normally would, just because the contests are all so much smaller. So I think I'd probably be rolling the dice with the good old Bowden Francis or Hunter Brown. I don't mind Christopher Sanchez. 8.2K is just too cheap, and the upside doesn't matter that much on this slate. All you need is, say, Brown and Francis to not go nuts, and Sanchez is in the running for possible best pitcher on the slate. So let's get into the stacks now. All right, so we got Houston versus Brady Singer is the highest ceiling. Boston versus Bowden Francis is popping. I don't love that spot. I think France has been very, very good, and his stuff is solid, so don't really want to go against him. KC popping up against Hunter Brown. There's going to be some big-time leverage with that, so I do find it interesting, and I love the Dodgers versus Pavich. Our highest owned stacks, Dodgers are all over the place. No surprise there. Great offense. A pitcher that hasn't been performing well. Highest projected, we got Dodgers. We got Boston. Dodger stack is going to be super high owned. I don't mind saying go Francis and the Dodgers. That will get you a little bit different. And then you can go secondary stack that's a little different as well. Dodgers are high owned, but it's going to be hard to get away from some ownership on this slate. Now, highest value, we got Toronto versus Cutter Crawford. I like the spot. Toronto offense keeps getting it done. Cutter Crawford is not what he's been, and that bullpen has been struggling. We went over ceiling already, so let's get over to the teams tab, and Dodgers have the highest implied total at 4.9. Boston 4.6 right behind them. That bullpen behind Francis is terrible, so it makes some sense to want to go Boston. And then Houston behind Brady Singer makes some sense with a poor bullpen behind Singer. Philadelphia, I do kind of like going Philadelphia here. We know Morton, while he is a solid pitcher, gives up some hard contact. And there's not a ton of bats on this slate that I really like that are lower owned, and Philly will absolutely be lower owned. So that is interesting to me, and I think Baltimore versus Bobby Miller makes some sense just for the fact that Bobby Miller is a 7.9 FIP over his last 5 starts, 4.6 over his last 20. He's struggled. So that's the rundown. I wish you guys the best of Thursday. Let's make some money. Good luck. And please like, comment, and subscribe in the video. Helps a ton. Peace.